Alrighty, we are going live on YouTube tonight to build the WD4DAN, and he's not the only one who's made this particular device, but the log on ground, or loop on ground, the log as we're calling it, is definitely an antenna that has some different variations. And so I saw that he made it, and we're going to see what we can do with it. So let's see. First of all, we're going to let folks know that I am live tonight. Come on down. And this is what we're going to be working on, the WD4DAN's log antenna, and chat until the cows come home. So this cow, I think his name was Jose, might have been Josue, but this little cow, oh my gosh, was so freaking cute today. I got to see him at the Perry Fair in Perry, Georgia, and I had to have a photo op with this cow. If I had $5,000, I would have brought this cow home, but I don't have enough room for a pet cow. So at any rate, that's the first thing that we're starting off with tonight is this beautiful little cow. Man, I want me a cow so bad. But yes, $5,000. These are show cows. So definitely good evening, Dan. How are you? The other Dan. The cows that we saw today at the fair, let's see, the ag departments of the Georgia schools met, and they were showing off cows and goats and all kinds of stuff. But the cows are my favorite because they are freaking beautiful. This thing was fluffy. I even let it get snot all over me. So, hey, Dan, thanks for tuning in tonight, and hopefully some other folks will show up shortly. I mean, we are talking about WD4DAN's project, his loop on ground receive antenna. And the next thing, let's go to the YouTube members. And let me give a shout out to these YouTube members. So Toby, Alpha Delta 2 Charlie Delta, and Ham Radio Hobby, and hey, Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar. Let's go. Hey, thank you for the Oaks today, buddy, for Parks on the Air. I got you on 40 meter voice and 40 meter CW. So that was excellent, dude. It's not a new one, but I think that was only my third QSO out there. I went to 10.106, Chris, just to see if I could see if you were going to go to 30 meter CW, but you went to 20, and I definitely wouldn't have heard you. All right, back to our shout outs. We got the Fan of Growth, and they get some excellent perks. Early access to all videos. They get priority reply to comments. And at w1rcp.com, they also get discounted merchandise. And that discount, again, can be negotiated through email. And we got WD4DAN, who we're talking about tonight, front end overload. One of those perks is I'm going to talk about you. And then we got KO4FSZ. That is KO4, Fart Snipping Zebras antennas. And if you go to ko4fsz.com, he hand builds every stinking antenna that he sends to you. And so go hit him up. Get you a new antenna for either POTA or SOTA or your HOMA. And Claude Ray, a new member, Alpha Charlie 4 Sierra Hotel. Claude Ray is part of the Georgia Parks on the Air. That's at Georgia POTA, GAPOTA.com, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's georgiapota.com. Just to make sure, let me go do my research. It's georgiaparks.org. I should know. I'm the one who upkeeps the website. But at georgiaparks.org in April, we have a fantastic Georgia Parks on the Air contest going on. We also have one coming up here in April. Sorry, not April. In October 26th, the Georgia POTA Sprint is going to be popping up here soon. So Hey, thank you to these fans that are helping keeping the wheels turning, and we will now go to. Let's see. I'm trying to find. I didn't set up my stream for tonight very well, so we will make that go away, and now we will transition into the table. Which actually, I haven't even eaten supper yet. I've been sitting here trying to get everything together. So if you hear munching, it's because I'm eating a sandwich. It was free because I just had a birthday. So it's great being a teacher sometimes, y'all. I rolled up. Well, I didn't roll up. My wife drove there. It was her idea to go anyways. But she rolled up to the Chick-fil-A and buttoned the window down. We don't roll windows down anymore, but I buttoned the window down. And just my name was being yelled by all the people that were working there, because guess what? Most of them are either students that I've taught or students that I've interacted with in the hallways, and I felt like a celebrity of sorts. So the sandwich is over there. Yes, it is a spicy chicken sandwich, and it was free because they gave it to me for my birthday. So what we have here on the table, in this little baggie here, are all the little parts. But then we've got some parts here. And this is the first step, is getting these together. Now, Dan's got he shows you how to put it together, but I figured we'd hang out tonight. It's been a week since Hurricane Helene came through. I know that Dan has reported that he still doesn't have power, I think. And he did put a video today of his neighborhood on YouTube. So if you go to Dan's channel, you can see about 11 minutes. He's got some nice relaxing music playing. And Dan showed his neighborhood, and it's just as I expected. But what is wild is the fact that Hurricane Helene made one heck of a swath of damage all the way up the east coast of the United States. So what I do not have, and I think we're going to make this happen if you'll give me just a minute, I'm going to add another camera to this thing. We got the GoPro, so we're going to add display. Nope. We're going to add video capture device, and we're going to use the computer's webcam just so you can kind of see where I'm sitting here. And we'll do that, and then we'll leave the picture of me and the cow up there. How about that? That looks excellent. All right, so we'll transition so y'all can see me. You can watch me eat. Maybe I'll make this go away when it's time to eat. But I do have the microphone in a place where I cannot accidentally unplug it this time. Because, you know what, I'm not even going to move the camera, but the AK-60... I so want to so bad. Sweet sriracha. Oh man, that sounds really good. Yeah, Asheville is definitely in really bad shape. But you know what's interesting is I was supposed to go to Augusta next week to go tour the Vogtle plant, which is a nuclear power plant. And I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to get to go because they had to shut off, I think, the municipal water supplies. The last I heard from somebody today who's up there, and they live there. It's Rebecca and Ben, and they said, "Oh, my pocket knife isn't in my pocket. Darn." Because I had to go somewhere on a field trip, couldn't take it with me. Anyways, so they told me the water's been shut off, and a lot of places don't have power up there, and you know, just seeing all these trees down everywhere, it is wild how much damage happened. You know, it rained the night before. Just here, we got 3 inches of rain Wednesday night, and man, it softened that ground up something fierce. I only saw 51 to 55 mile an hour gusts of wind, but wow, that is desperation to be bathing in river water. That, man, that just hurts. That just hurts to even hear. And, you know, here we are down here, and that's such a far place to go for people that have to go to work and junk. It would be so nice to be able to go out there and provide aid to those people. Even in Valdosta, my cousin lives in Valdosta, and they have a whole house generator, but no running water. They do have a swimming pool. All right, so let's get on to this project. That's the latest current events. Maybe at the end I'll pull up my cool weather app. H.A.M and Lou gave on-stream, off-stream-ish donation to buy me a coffee. And he said, dude, go buy this weather app. And so I've been playing around with Omega Radar, or Radar Omega. And it has been a lot of fun to look at, you know, legit weather. My eyes look weird in this camera when I'm looking at it. There we go. Anyways, so back to our project. So the first things that I need to do to this is I need to get one hole drilled for this. And what Eddie, Kilo Oscar 4, November Lava Lava said is that he had an issue because this plastic was so thick that he couldn't get the nut on the back side. So I'm going to see if I can find a solution to that. Looking at it, though, from this vantage point, I mean, there's at least 2 threads back there. And here's another thing. I started organizing my stuff. I'm not an organizer. And that's one of the things that I do want to mention tonight is who's good at organizing things here? My wife, I don't want her in my stuff. She does great. She's an excellent cleaner of messes, but my stuff disappears even when I clean it. She is good at throwing stuff away. I wasn't going to say anything about it. So, one time, I had a check, and that check got thrown away. But she swore she didn't do it. Okay, so that was a box of drill bits that I just got out. Yep, so Dan says not me for sure. Well, I had her take me to the Dollar Tree, the Dollar Tree Plus, and I bought two or three different items. One of them was these snack boxes, and these are great for holding little screws, data cards, screws, electrical connectors, and so I'll have to dig through that. But this is my electrical connection box. Good Lord, my ears are itching tonight. Who's talking about me? I also have this wonderful hula hoop for strong people. This is 200 feet of RG6. Some of this is mine. Some of this is Eddie's. I'm gonna what's the word I'm looking for here? This is gonna run up through my ham shack, over the roof, back down, across the house, to the fence, and to the backyard. And Eddie bought us a toolkit right here. This is for the crimps, to crimp the F connectors on there. Let's see. Dan says, if I want stuff organized, I show my youngest daughter. Her ADHD will kick in and she will be hyper-focused and she will organize the mess. See, my ADHD is like the other way around. Mine is that when I see a mess, I can't do anything about it. I find something else to get into. Okay, that's not going to sit right there. I'm trying to find a way that I can do my work here without rearranging the entire kitchen. Okay, so I've set that there. There's a few things we'll need out of that box. I don't expect that I will get done with this because I don't even know where my drill went. Okay, the next box. This one's a little more heavy, and these are only $1.25, so they're pretty rickety. But this is all of my soldering gear right here. So you've got multimeters, pinchy thingies, squeezy thingies, solder, which is what we're going to need, and everybody needs one of these. This is the best tip cleaner. You know, gone are the days of the wet sponge. Wet sponges are only for electrocuting people anymore. Okay. I don't think wire strippers. I'm looking for... Okay, that's in the next box. So, there's the solder box. The next box is random tools that I keep around the house. So, I will need my vernier calipers with the dial. That way we can somewhat center the hole on this box. And we need a blade so that we can scrape the enamel off of the already wrapped toroid. Then later on, we're going to use this bad boy to measure out 60 feet of wire. And I'll show you how I go about that later on if there is time. So there's all of our stuff. It's organized, but it's still messy. And the last thing, and this is definitely going to sound like, what is it? It's going to sound like, I think I know where it is. I think I was drilling holes in my kid's wall so I could fix the drywall. So I think that's where my drill is probably in their room. So, can I get a stagehand to possibly help me with that, or stagehand's busy right now? Stagehands are busy. Okay. So, I'm going to run and do that real quick. Y'all don't leave me now. Let's see how fast I can run to the kids' room and get the drill. Okay, so y'all, I just went back there. Drill wasn't in their room. I said, hey, is my drill in here? Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar, I see you waving. What's up, bruh? Found the drill, but I went in there because that's where it was the last time before I used it. I said, is my drill in here? And my youngest, Oliver, said, nope, you know the drill. That's why I actually laughed. You probably didn't hear it. But I did use this. I moved the TV mount in the ham shack up about that far. So I had to drill a new pilot hole for the big screw because I found a TV when I cleaned my garage during the hurricane not the power outage. I didn't have access to the internet. And because I didn't have access to the internet, I woke up on Saturday morning and my wife said, you know, today would be a really good day to clean the garage. And I did. I cleaned the garage for the most part. I got to a point where I was overwhelmed and then I had to get out of there. So we are going to measure. I let it get soggy. We're going to measure on this box because it doesn't really matter what way you actually put this box. What matters is because it's the same all the way around. What matters to me, I think, on this is I'm going to put the F connector on the bottom, and then I'm probably going to put the antenna connectors on the side. I think that's what I'm going to do. That way it can be on the fence like this, you know, against the fence, and the wires can run down, and then the coax can be at the bottom. So if water does get on it, everything will drip down, and then the coax can be kind of the drip line. Hey, N2AKJ, good evening. Yes, we all need to, you know, I'm surprised that you're not in my ham alert. This is not getting our project done, and I just got grease on my phone from my chicken sandwich. But I am surprised that you are not already in my ham alert. So let me fire up ham alert really quick and take a look. Somebody was in my backyard today. 2195 had Kilo 4 Foxhead Oscar out there. And let's go in ham alert. You go to triggers. And I can't believe it. It is grayed out right now. I can't chase everybody. But what you can do is you can pause. You can pause your conditions. And so I have quite a few people in here. So let's see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this. All right. So in here, I have K1NGZ. I don't know if that's even showing up very well, but see how they're grayed out? I hadn't seen them on there for a while, and then I was getting some posts here and there, but I couldn't hear them. So if you unpause it, so there's a pause button right there. You can pause and unpause people. And if I look for... Are these in... What order are these things in? I don't even know what order these call signs are in. I got N, that's not you, N2. You know, you're in here somewhere, but I cannot find it. There it is. Okay, so N2 AKJ, for some reason you got paused. I don't know why I paused you, but if you go over, now you're back in there. So, oh, you did a live stream? Oh, hey, yeah, Ray is who was in town today, and he was at Reed Bingham, so I guess they must have opened it back up. So now we're at that awkward moment where I'm putting the phone down and I'm eating. But what I want to do is drill a hole right here. So the dogs are trying to take over the kids' room. What I usually do is I'm going to use my vernier calipers to measure the entire outside diameter, which is 3.3. So, half of 3.3 is going to be 1.5 plus 0.15 is 1.65. Should be the halfway point between 1.6. We got to get to 6, 5. That should be the halfway point between those 2 points. So we'll check it right here and just to see if it, yep. So it pretty much falls in the same spot. Then what I do is I take this and I put it on the edge and I make a scratch where I think about the center is. And, oh man, that is just absolute perfection. So I scratch it. Am I showing it? Yep, I'm showing it. Scratch, 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 scratch. Now the next thing that I like to do is to make sure that it's centered with the lid on. So I lock this in place with this lock right here. I'm going to unlock it and measure it this way. I may fudge this number just a little bit only because it's 2.2, so 1.1 inches from the bottom edge. So we're going to go 1.1. I don't remember if Dan in his video, I made it move because I didn't lock it. I don't know if he showed how to center your holes. Most people probably can intuitively find the center as best that they can, and some people probably just don't care, as long as it works. So, you know, if you're going to make a whole bunch, I imagine that KO4 FSZ Chris, if you 3D print something, it's going to wind up being the same every time, you know. But when you're working with project boxes like these, man, I used to be the master of the project box from Radio Shack in the days gone past. But kind of scarred it because I did not put the mark in the middle. But we're going to drill this hole out with a pilot hole first. And of course, I didn't expect to finish this. I don't expect to finish this project in the live stream. I just trying to keep everybody engaged. And now we have a pilot hole, and it is off center just a little bit. Dagnabbit. So what happens is if you don't use a small enough drill bit, which is what just happened, sometimes when you drill, it wants to travel like this and travel along, and it travels just a little bit. That's how come sometimes you go through great efforts to measure something out, and then at the end it doesn't quite wind up in the center. Not that I'll let that bother me. I have made many of imperfect things in my life. Now the next thing is we need to find a drill bit that is just the right size to get this to go through. So this is approximately thread to thread 0.3. Oh, wait, no, that's the square portion. That keeps it from turning if you were to have a perfect cutout. It is 0.37. Actually, it's 0.368, but it's pretty close to 0.37. So that's Ronnie. Good evening, Ronnie. KO4 Zulu Romeo X-Ray. Y'all, I don't have a Discord. A lot of us hang out in the Ham Radio Adventure Guys Discord, the HRAC Discord. Ronnie just got him a room. Good evening, Ronnie, and glad that you can hang out with us tonight. If you're just tuning in, basically, I have done almost nothing. I've mostly taught. Craig, good evening, November 4th. Charlie, Crazy Wingnut, Bravo, good evening. How are you this evening, Craig? And how are things in South Carolina? You guys have had quite a bit of the weather here lately, too. Give us a report. Tell us what's up. All right, so I'm looking for a 0.375 would probably be perfect, and we'd be all right. So this is a 0.340. It has a size, but man, at my age, 11:30 seconds. Heck yeah. It's almost like being in HRAG's video rooms, but we're not. We're hanging out on the YouTube for all the world to see how crazy we are. All right, so this is pretty close to the size that I need, so we are going to punch that hole. Now, safety first. I knew that was going to happen. Safety first. You do not want to lose life or limb trying to drill holes. So you can see where I went wrong already. There we go. I hope I see I got that on video. Good. All right, so I'm going to take and rotate it just a little bit to widen that hole. And then we'll see. I smell ozone from the DC motor. Yum. All right, let's see. It looks like that worked. So now I can take and twist that a little bit, use it to kind of ream it. Oh my goodness, look at how perfect that turned out, y'all. That is beautiful. And then, yes, there is my pet cow up there. It's not really my pet cow. I wanted to bring it home. Can't afford show cows, though. Like, I don't want to talk about eating Jose. Jose does not want to be eaten. So I see what Eddie was talking about. When Eddie said that he built his, and that's KO4 November Lava Lava, and he said that he couldn't get enough threads to get the nut on there, and I think I see it has just a little bit of a taper to it. But I think I can make it work. All right, so this is where we go to the toolbox. And I am going to chew a bite of my dinner. I really don't, I mean, it was just tight enough. No, it's not perfect. Looking at it now, I can see that the hole is slightly larger than the outside thread, but the inside hole was good. But we're going to live with it. Now, Dan had mentioned putting some silicone. Oh no, we're going to have to do some work. We are going to have to do some work on that. So what Eddie had suggested is he used, oh man, I don't even want to have to do that. What he suggested was to get the actual thread of, or this hex part of this connector to go down inside the plastic just a little bit. I remember him saying that now. There is not enough thread on the back side to make it work. Oh, fiddlesticks. Okay. This is where I could have probably taken it to work and used a laser to laser part of that out and melt it in the shape of the nut and then lasered the hole perfectly. But I just haven't been in the mood to do projects during the week, and at school I've got other stuff to do, and when it's time to go, I have other places I have to go. So it has not been conducive to you know, doing little things here and there. I started teaching at the Boys and Girls Club in town this week, and I'm teaching 3D printing to 4th and 5th graders. And they're a hyper crowd too now. So let's see if this is what we're going to do. What I'm going to try to do, and the ice machine just cut on, so that's going to be super loud, is I'm going to try to carefully etch this out. Kyle and Mo, good evening, Mo, and hello, Mom. Kyle, you are a dadgum mess. You know that? Do you have any wisdom for us tonight, Kyle? Can you spout off some motherly wisdom for us? So there is another tool that would work really great for this, but I don't know where I would find that. Okay, yes I do. We can always go with a larger drill bit than the one that we just had. So this is been used so much that this is a 3/8. It's got to be bigger than a 3/8, I bet. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for hanging out, and let's try to make the WD4DAN. That is 0.390 on the small side, but when you go out to the large side, which is a not a circumscribed circle, but the other one. What is that? There's another one in Fusion, and I can't think of it, but it is almost 4.5. Okay, wisdom, here's your tip. Don't eat onion rings with your White Castle burgers. Why not? Because of the burps? wisdom as an instructor is don't send faster than you can receive. Amen to that. I think I just cut my finger off with a piece of plastic. That is the truth. Okay, so this is a pretty big drill bit. This is part of my inheritance from my mom. If you were in that stream when Mom popped in and then somebody handed my mom over to me, that was a pretty epical moment. All right, let's see. What does this about come out to be? Just under 4.5. So what I'm going to do with this is just lightly graze the top like this and kind of undo the mess that I just created. This is going to be just absolutely ugly. This is one of those things where when you're building something for the first time, prototype or whatever, it is going to turn out interesting if you're not careful. I don't have a second part of the White Castle burger tip. Some homeless guy told that to me when I was 10 before we ate White Castle. I mean, he was onto something. He was either onto something or on something. I am not eating White Castle tonight. Those of you that just tuned in, I am eating a spicy chicken sandwich that I got for free from Chick-fil-A. Not a sponsor. So, I'm going to let y'all hash it out for a minute. I'm going to take another bite of my sandwich. I'll mime it. So in case I hadn't already messed up, my goal is just to hover over this just a little bit. Yes. There are two things they get right. Most of the time they spell your name right. And the other thing is they usually get the color of your car right. Now, as far as the classification of your vehicle, their system was not ready for that. Okay, this absolutely turned into an ugly, ugly situation. But I was able to get this inset into the box. It is absolutely not pretty. So, there's two things you actually need for this. You need the ground. That's this guy. We also have to get it on there along with the nut. This is your negative side to, we got a shadow from the camera. This is the negative side for your input, or not really the input, the coax in, coax out section. Yeah, there's still not enough thread to bite down. I can see why Eddie's, see, I've eaten 2 bites of this thing. Yes, the honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is really delicious. Really delicious. But it's also just odd. It's odd. It's a very odd combination. I had that when it first came out. I did like it, but I would have liked to have had a little bit more spice to it. No, sir. This is not a 49-1. Tell me you haven't seen Dan's video without telling me you haven't seen Dan's video. This is not working. This is not a 49-1 for the loop on ground. In fact, I don't even know what classification this comes out to be. It's 2 turns of wire in the binocular. That goes to your feed line, your coax. It's not really feed line because this is a receive only antenna, and that is a little bit different than okay, I think we got some threads to bite, but it's 5 turns on the other end. So this other end is 5 turns to go to 75 ohm, or he says if you're going to go to 50 ohm on your primary side over here, you do 6 turns. So it's either a 2 to 5 or 2 to 6. Mo, thank you for saying that. Is there anything that you need from from us that as you're headed out to Western, you say keep you in our prayers? Is there anything else? It's good to see. I was talking with somebody earlier on Twitter in private chat about, feeling helpless and not being able to go out and help people because, of course, we have our day jobs that we got to keep and stuff. And North Carolina is a pretty good distance from South Georgia, for sure. So to give you all kind of a rundown on what I'm trying to do, I'm trying my best to get that nut to tighten up on this thing. Humanity first. All right, y'all, there it is. I'm going to type that again. Ray still on 7063? I thought he went QRT like 15 minutes ago. Humanity first. I'm just going to put that in writing, and we will replace the pinned message at the top with my GoFundMe or whatever it was up there. We're going to say humanity first, and I'm going to go check that out real quick. Delete humanity first. It's humanityfirst.org. Okay, and they have, you can select North America, it looks like, and you can donate to United States of America right there. So there you go, humanity first. So it's not going to be going directly to that let's see, actually, let's see, what would you like to, you could do disaster relief would probably be the place to donate to if you want to support that. Alrighty, so we'll put that in the stream. I'm going to go ahead and put the checkout into the stream. Alrighty, if I can get back to where I was. Wait, what do you say? Oh, okay, hold up. Mo said no. So what's the no to? Was it to me saying that I thought Ray went QRT, or is it to the humanity first? All right, I'll hold off on that. I'll hush for just a minute with another bite of sandwich. So, we're going to tighten this one more turn. Yes. We have that. Perfect. Okay. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tab and bend it forward. So I'm going to use a screwdriver for that. Actually, I'm going to use this tool to reach in there. So we're just going to put that right under there. That is a lot more incredibly strong than I thought it was going to be. But I'm going to pull up on this piece right here. So that is where the ground is going to connect. Really, the way that I have this lined up is one is going to be soldered to the short one and one is going to be soldered to the long one. And because this is a receive antenna, I don't think it really matters. Now on the other side, humanity first. All right, so Mo, what was that no to? Was that saying go to a different place to make humanity first donations, or is what I was saying the correct dealio? All right, on the other side is where we're going to put our screw connectors to go to the outside of this. Now, that's where I've got to go find those screws. Oh, okay. Mo has sent, check the DM on the Discord. So, I'm going to go check that out real quick, privately. And let me see. You know, on the computer, I don't even know how to get to the DMs, to be honest with you. How do you do that? Boop, boop, boop. I found it. It was off the screen. Okay, message request. Accept. Here we go. Well, yeah, that's... All right, so here's the link, y'all. You could have put that link in there. Here we go, y'all. I hope that's okay, Mo, to put that there. I'm going to pin it to the top. And we will say tonight, if you want to give any cash to anybody, don't worry about the buy me a coffees and stuff. If y'all want to give to Humanity First tonight, that would be awesome. That'll help Mo out. They'll be able to provide Mo with supplies to North Carolina. Alrighty, so we got that taken care of. Now I want the two screws to go on the side, and that's what we're going to try next. I got to go find the screws. So I thought that I had set them aside already, but it looks like I did not. So let's go through my wonderfully organized kit here, and I see 10, yep, I did. Absolutely. Alrighty. So we've got 1032, 1032, and we have two wing nuts, and that's for CWB, November 4 Charlie Whiskey Bravo, Crazy Wing Nut Bravo. And what we're going to do is on the inside, we're going to hook our spade straight to that, and then we're going to screw it to the box with a nut, and then make it happen. Alrighty, so where is Brother Eddie tonight? Somebody needs to raise him up. He said he was gonna. He said, my best friend in Jacksonville said that that was a big cow. That cow was actually not that big. It was a miniature cow. Let's see where Eddie is. He was starting to misspell words earlier, so there's no telling where he wound up. Okay. We're going to put one nut on the outside of that bad boy. Holy cow, dude. Yeah, Mo and Humanity First definitely need some help. So, tonight, don't buy Robbie a coffee. If you wish to give, or if you're watching this after the fact and just reliving in the moment, let's give to disaster relief tonight for those that are in North Carolina affected by the flooding. Now I got to figure out, do I want to put the screws on the side or do I want to put the screws on the lid? I'm kind of leaning towards the lid a little bit. just because there are some lids that probably do need a hole drilled in them or two. We've seen, we know, we've heard. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that's not what I'm going to do. I don't know. I'm confused. Let's take a vote. Should I put them on the side or put them in the lid? The reason I would put them in the side is so I can take the lid off and just work on it. Dan said just eat the sandwich and don't mess up the log. Dan, are you even in here? Like, how do you even know? Like, why haven't you commented, Dan? That was the Dan. The Dan. All right, I see one vote for side. I'm going to finish the sandwich. I think he's tired of looking at it. Okay, side it is. I'm trying to be quiet about eating the sandwich. We don't need this big greasy drill bit anymore. So I'm going to put it back in the drill bit box. Where did the drill bit box go? Oh Lord, how can I lose something so large? Okay. Got that. Now a 1032 is 0.185. So I'm going to go find a 0.185 drill bit. I'm going to put my arm on the camera. Put these drill bits back where I can reach them. I know a 0.1875 is what, 3/16 of an inch? Is that what 3/16 of an inch comes out to be? Ooh, look at that. It's perfect. All right. Dan, I'm sorry. I talk too much. I need to get somebody else on the stream so I can put them like where the cow is right here so that they can talk while I'm eating the sandwich. Okay, same deal. We're going to measure for the center. So, if I recall correctly, 1.1, hey tellers, 1.1 is the direction in this way from the bottom. So 1.1 inches from the bottom gets us about in the center of the box. And now I've already forgotten what half of 3.3 was. 1.650, I think, came out to pretty close to 3.3. So we're going to put us a line right there. And a line right there. All right, so that's done. Now we're going to drill for the screws. And I'm going to try to get these perfectly centered. So I'm going to watch my shadow. There's one. And here goes the second one. Bingo! Okay, and now, here's the one thing. I don't know where my tiny screwdriver is, but this is going to go through there, and I think that I actually should be able to, I mean, that is so perfect. Perfect. And we're going to put that screw over there. Boom. Look at there. And that's where this is going to go, and we're about to work on that next. We're going to... Here's how I store my soldering iron. Bloop. I stick it in there, fire it up. Because the other part that you put that in, the cradle, I think is still in the garage floor. So who all's been chasing some parks on the air today? I tried to chase some remotely using my phone, and it was so loud at where I was that I couldn't even hear what was coming out of my little Android phone. My remote station is RCF Orb, and I can access it. I have a burner phone. I call it the burner phone, but the burner phone has it's Android. And it's a cheap $30. I think I got it from like Cricket Wireless or something a long time ago. They had them for like $25 or $30 with shipping. And so what happened was somebody told me they had a $10 app, and it does work. But the problem is I forgot my headphones. My bad. But I did get 2 people, maybe even 3, on SSB. I couldn't hear any CW on 20 meters at all today. Folks up in the Northeast, you know, New York and Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Connecticut, Delaware, they'll get on 40 meters at 1 in the afternoon. I can't hear that with the noise at my house. So I couldn't hear anybody on 40 meters at all. CW, SSB. FT4, FT8 I can do, but then I have to have the access to the computer, and I'd rather access the computer from a computer, not from my phone. Okay, so here's the next mistake that I made, is that I forgot to put that back in the organizer. So there's also a dog in the living room eating a squeaky toy. So if you're hearing that, that is the dog that usually eats our, Drew, figured you were up in New York, into AKJ, Drew, that's Drew. You do go by Drew, right? Not Andrew, just Drew. So part of my organization is keeping the label in the little snack container. Because I usually don't buy these except 8 at the time, so, you know, there they are. And that's what I use for most of my ham tennis. Okay, now for the fun part. I mean, we might finish the box. So the way that I want to take care of this particular antenna is going to take the EdgeHog KD2 Gut. I've heard that call sign. So let's look at the two. When I made this the other night at Uncle Eddie's house, the 2 length side are the 2 winds, which go to your F connector. So I can make those approximately this long, and these 2 I can crimp about right there. So I'm going to put a bend right there, and then crimp right there. And that should be more than enough room. So that's just showing me in dead frog style how I'm going to make this work. So we're going to take this right here. I know Dan wants me to finish this sandwich really bad. I don't know what's so bad about me eating a sandwich on a live stream. But what I'm doing here is scraping the enamel off of this wire. You need some Harbor Freight Sortimo knockoffs for storing that small Sortimo. Yes, yeah. There's Eddie. Eddie, good evening, bro. If y'all didn't know, Eddie and I have been friends coming up this December, January, sometime around that time frame, almost 17 years now, but it will be official in either January or February. Will be 17 years official. The only other person that I have been friends with that long is my best friend in Jacksonville, Florida, L.A.R. Brown. We have been friends for upwards of, I think, 39 or 40 years. We're not quite sure at what age we actually started to hang out. But we have known each other since we were knee-high to a grasshopper. And he sent me a gift card in the mail to Outback Steakhouse, but I don't even know if Outback is open right now in Valdosta, Georgia, which is where we would go. Okay, so I've scraped the enamel off of 2 sections right here. Now, I had texted Eddie. Eddie, I got something to call you about that doesn't have anything to do with amateur radio, so to speak. But there was somebody in our backyard today. That's not good. The iron got hot and then it turned off. What has happened here, y'all? My soldering iron has kicked the bucket. We have no power to the soldering iron. Oh no, Houston. Is it because I wanted to eat my sandwich? I thought I smelled something. Dude, we have an anomaly here. How could this be? Everything else is on. This light would have turned off if we blew a breaker. Did we blow? Is there a fuse in this thing? Y'all, I'm in big trouble. There is a fuse in the bottom, but you know what? I don't have a fuse. If the fuse blew, I'm screwed. Checking the fuse. All right, so I did unplug it, so I'm not just digging in electronics with something that's metal. How do you check a fuse? Do you lick it? I'm just kidding. I'm really kidding, y'all. Cancel the stream. Stream canceled. Good night. Okay, so if you are in a situation where you need to figure out where something went wrong, start at the wall. Let's first check if the fuse went bad. Oh, it should have beeped right then and there. Unbelievable. I cannot believe, like, why would that happen? Y'all, I don't have replacement fuses. This is a 630 milliamp, 250 volt fuse. Fuses blow for a reason. So, won't be soldering tonight because I don't have a spare soldering iron. Mo said roll the credits. Well, that is a freaking shame. I cannot believe that the fuse blew. Why? Why? I hope something terrible has not happened to my soldering iron. But we will not be soldering tonight. So I guess I'll explain what I'm going to do, and then I think we're going to have to call it a night after that. I don't smell anything cooking. So there is that. I'm going to put my... see, this is why I don't like to clean up. Look how much time it takes. Oh, Eddie. You know, it's funny Eddie says that. There is a fuse in something, and I forget where I put it. There is a fuse somewhere. I knew I was in for it when I saw one call with a guy with a southern accent. Uh-oh. Am I being called out? Good evening, Dean. Yeah, we definitely have... There's actually a bunch of us that have a one call just because we couldn't get vanity call signs in Foreland. And that is what it is. I used to have a 4 call sign, and then I got rid of it because I hated it. But yeah, it's a vanity call sign. I'm not a... Dan's back with a sandwich. I tell you what, Dan. If I put out safety first... So I'm scraping the enamel off of the bottom of this first. I'm with Dan on that. I'm scraping my dang pretty little board up. Okay, so most of the solder has been scraped off of where we're, or not solder. The enamel has been scraped off where I'm going to solder. Yeah, that is hilarious, Dan. I'll finish the sandwich, for crying out loud. This is going to be known to blow. The Chick-fil-A wrapper will set the whole house on fire. What not to do. So, I mean, I said don't be sending me none of that. But give the disaster relief and then send me $2, I guess. Okay, I'm just doing this. This is not, absolutely not safe. But I'm doing it just because I think it's going to be funny. Either way. So, if you're stranded... Yes, it did. All right. Chick-fil-A wrappers. You can't use them in the microwave. You know why? They have aluminum in them. So, you don't have to call the fire department. I'm sure this won't last long. But, I feel like at 650 milliamps... This is stupid, Robbie. You already know this is a bad idea. But here we go. God protects drunks, and dummies. And I'm only one of those. The things we'll do for views. This is something that Electro Boom would do. Okay, where'd the Dean guy go? Is Dean still here? Thank you, Eddie, for the $1.99 super chat. Appreciate it. Don't forget, I pinned one up at the top if y'all want to give to aid for Mo to go to North Carolina. Okay. It works. It doesn't smell like a chicken sandwich yet. I need to order some fuses off of Amazon. But can I get this to go? Holy cow. Let me put this near everything else that's flammable at the kitchen table.
What are you doing? You hungry?
Hello. Guess what, y'all? The GoPro camera quit working. We're gonna... Oh, no. It's a temperature problem. Okay, now the dog's choking. Okay, I think the reason it happened is because the temperature... oh, yeah. Yeah. Woo! Soldering iron's dead, y'all.
Buy me a new soldering iron. Not popping.
Soldering iron's dead. We lost the feed to the camera, too. All right, so just so you know, soldering iron's unplugged. Oh, man. It was good while it lasted. Yep. We smoked it. We smoked it. Did you see all the magic smoke?
I smell it.
Oh, now I'm going to get in trouble for it smelling bad. Great.
Smells like a swimming pool.
Eddie, I want my Weller soldering station back. I gave mine to Eddie. I wonder why. Oh, wow, that is still smoking hot. No, Dan, it was already smelled like that. I smelled it before, but I thought it was just normal. Normal. I thought it was just normal. Almost. I'm going to have to take I don't know if I can download it from YouTube, but that is a definite outtake. And I'm so mad that the GoPro kicked itself offline. Oh man, my throat hurts from the smell of that. Oh, this has been a great soldering iron. You know, I wonder if I could find just a replacement for this, because this was a temperature controlled, and I guess it went critical. But it's a Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm leaving.
It smells like phenolic. Timu. It's got a 5-pin ham connector.
Oh!
Is it bad?
Oh!
It's bad. I stunk the whole house up, y'all. Like, not with flatulence either.
I'm leaving.
Anyways, I wonder if I can just replace the actual soldering iron. It was temp controlled and it did go nuclear. He said hit it again. You don't have to ask me twice. This is how people get killed, by the way. But I'll do it again. Dadgummit. Let's get this camera back online first. Bear with me. Bear with me. Where'd Dean go? Dean, are you all right in here? Coming into a guy's live stream with a 1 in his call sign with a southern accent. I can sound... I mean, no, I cannot. I don't do voices very well. But here's what it looked like on the inside. And I was asked for an encore. So encore ye shall receive. So that slid over that right there. That is supposedly something. Supposedly something. And it's insulated with what looks to be nice insulation. No baking soda. No, we don't play safe here. Okay. The GoPro is still not back online. We got to figure out what the deal is with this. Okay. Going to plug it back in. Then I'm gonna then. Dan, I love you. You and Susie are the best. I've enjoyed playing some ham radio with y'all, and tonight I have enjoyed setting the house on fire. The GoPro ain't having it. This do happen after an hour and a half of streaming. The GoPro died, y'all. So I'm plugging it back in. I'm not going to wear oven mitts because that thing definitely went nuclear. So, since the webcam stopped, if you'll give me just a second, let's make the GoPro go away so we can... Oh, that's even more creepy. Give me just a second, y'all. I'm gonna make the video a little bit bigger. Just a little bit. Okay, there we go. We're gonna transition. This is the end of the video. Yeah, that is some craziness. God help us all. Okay. Soldering iron. Oh, wow. Look at that. Is that supposed to glow like that? I don't think that's supposed to glow like that. I think that is awful. And that is why the fuse was there. It is pretty. It really is like over exposed. I did make a light bulb. Benjamin Franklin? No. Oh, crap. Not Benjamin Franklin. Thomas Edison would be proud. No, not going to do it again. There is a legit fire hazard with this. I got to let it cool off so I can actually put it somewhere. They do make a pill for that. Alright, so I'm unplugging this. We know we blew the fuse. This has been an interesting hour and a half stream, y'all. An hour and 18 minutes. Most of it has been about me not eating the sandwich fast enough, and then my soldering. Hey, if you want to send $2 more, buy me a coffee. I get more. YouTube and iPhone takes like 40%. Or I can just come to your house and use... Why does everybody want to see me burn my unit? Hold on. Oh my God. Going back to our teenage years. Okay, so I got this far tonight. This is all that we have. The soldering iron went nuclear, blew a fuse so that it didn't blow my house up. Then we went and we fixed it with a Chick-fil-A wrapper, which we will now inspect and take out. And I will go figure out how much a replacement tip for this. Yes, I will go look on Temu. Eddie and I, things that are coming up. Eddie and I do have a Temu, y'all don't even know how stupid I am. Anyways, Temu order that we placed 4 months ago that we have a whole video of Temu crap that we are going to review. Temu, all kinds of Temu cool stuff. Some of it worked really well. Some of it worked okay, but everything worked as it was advertised for the most part. I'm looking for the tartar scraper. I don't know where the tartar scraper went. It's all, oh, there it is. So here is why you don't want to use a Chick-fil-A wrapper as your... He does. I gave him my Weller iron when he... I think, was it before or after you became a ham that I gave you the Weller? Y'all don't even know what we're talking about? But, okay, so after Eddie became an amateur radio operator, actually that fuse worked fantastically, y'all. I gave him my Weller, which is actually a really nice station. This one I thought was really nice, but then again, it is Radio Shack. It is Radio Shack. You can't get this anymore. You can buy Wellers all day long. You can't get this one, but it's no good if you don't have this proprietary, some kind of odd connector. So I've never thought about having to replace this. Well, I guess now's the time to think about it. Dadgummit. Because this is what we got. You know what I'm thinking. It's got ED. Okay. Y'all, it's been fun. You never know what kind of crap we can get into. I can't call it shenanigans. That's ham radio stuff. But we can definitely get into some stupidity. Dean, so sorry I offended you and you left. I take it that's what the whole... I figured this is what I was going to get into with somebody with a call sign. One call sign with a southern accent. We're really not stupid. But there it is. We fixed it with a Chick-fil-A wrapper. So that it eventually, hopefully, would blow. But apparently it was pumping the current through that, whatever that was smoking. And then we burnt the phenolic board, the PCB, up to pieces. But, I mean, that fuse worked out great. There is almost no damage whatsoever to that wrapper. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. But, y'all, it's been fun hanging out. It's 10:30 p.m. We've been here. I started a little bit late because I couldn't find the soldering iron. Now I have a mess to clean up, and I'm not doing it tonight. But I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. It's been fun. I hope you've enjoyed the wildness that is me. I appreciate everybody hanging out. I really do. It makes doing projects with friends a lot of fun. So thank you guys. I hope to catch you again. Again, at the top, I did pin, if you want to help out, Ashley said 83 or 80. Did she say 83 or 38? I can't remember in her video. I took Ashley outside. All right, y'all have a great night. 73, stay safe. If you can, give generously to the charity at the top. That'll help out Mo. And pray for, if you're the praying type, as Dan said, pray for those that are suffering in North Carolina. Pray for the family of those that are lost for peace during this troubled time. And for everybody that's been affected by Hurricane Helene, hopefully they retire that name. And good night, God bless, and we'll catch y'all on the flip side.